The summer's calling.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to try something different. We're going to do a little review of the episode of Game of Thrones from yesterday. The title, oh shush. Molly gets a little jealous of Zion when they get attention. Shh. So the episode was The Last Stark.
The Last of the Starks.
Last of the Starks, sorry. And so we're going to go over our thoughts, opinions, and just kind of talk about the episode. So let's get into it.
So true. How'd you like the episode?
I actually really liked it. I like the episodes that have more conversation than some of the battle episodes, which, don't get me wrong, the battle episodes are amazing and stunning, but I like getting into the politics, kind of like you like, and just really learning more about the characters and their opinions and why they're doing what they're doing.
Politics has always driven the show.
Mhm.
It's what drew me to the show when I first started watching. Yeah, last week's episode was great. I think this week's episode was better than last week's episode.
Even though last week was the big battle, the big great war.
Yeah. No, I think this is the stuff that we needed to get into, especially when we're going to close this thing out in 2 more episodes following. Politics is what is the best part of the show, not just my favorite part. I think it's the best part of the show. And we got some goodbyes with our characters.
Starting the episode off at the funeral.
Starting the episode at the funeral. So you got Jorah and Theon, Ed and Lyanna all getting their send-offs. Kind of like the actors getting their send-offs too. And then you got one later on in the episode with Sam and Jon finding out that Gilly is pregnant, which I called.
He did call it. He said, "Is it just me or does she look like Fuller? Like she's pregnant Fuller?" And I was like, I don't know, maybe she's pregnant in real life and not on the show.
That was probably my guess, that she was pregnant just in general. I didn't know that you would use that as a character thing.
Yeah.
But I liked it. I liked the little moment that they're going to call him Jon if he's a boy, and then Jon saying, "I hope it's a girl."
Yeah.
I thought that was really cute. No, I think it was very important, all these characters getting their moments to say goodbye in the grand sense of the story, because I don't think we're going to get any Sam anymore. I don't think we're going to get a lot of these Tormund anymore. Tormund and Ghost, actually.
Right.
Coming to you this fall on HBO.
Tormund and Ghost. The Adventures of Tormund and Ghost. Yeah, I thought that was really sad how Jon says, take good care of him. Like, I think he'll be happier with you guys. And we see Ghost is missing it, like part of his ear. He's got gashes all in him. So clearly he was doing fighting during the battle. He didn't just disappear.
Yeah. No, I liked all of that stuff. And then we get really into it with Sansa spoiling the secret.
I think the moment that Jon decided to tell them, and he looks at Bran and he goes, "Tell him," and we kind of get this confused look on Arya and Sansa's faces, and then all of a sudden cut to Sansa up on the wall. What are you doing?
We don't need a doggy fight.
Don't need doggy fight club. Cut to Sansa up on the wall, and she's got this distressed, like almost sad look on her face, like, but she's deep in thought, like she's plotting. And then Tyrion comes up and talks to her and is like, "Can you please just get along with Dany? Can you please just like each other? You don't have to be best friends. Just support her."
It's because I think Tyrion wants her as Wardeness of the North.
Right. Because
The
he
big
wants
push.
Jon and Dany together, and then have Sansa Wardeness of the North, and because she'd be a really strong leader. I think that would be a really powerful move. But then all of a sudden, Sansa just goes, "What if there was someone else?"
Yep. Which then I think throws especially these next 2 episodes, in for a giant loop, and to a certain extent the end of this episode with Varys and Tyrion deciding who they need to back, really. Because we know who the North would back.
Yep. And we know who the wildlings would be okay with.
But we don't really know where the lords and ladies of Westeros would fall. And I think we have an idea, and that's what Varys is leaning, because
Mhm.
Varys will always do what's best for the people. And I think
He did say that,
and
yeah.
Tyrion always will too.
Mhm.
But Tyrion backed the horse that he thinks is gonna win.
And the one he can do the most with for the people, rather than just doing what's best for the people. He's thinking longer term.
Yes, which is a very clear distinction that the two of them are
Mhm.
fighting for, and I think it's a very important message for the show even, that these two men are trying to figure out really how to save this world, not just from the grander idea of extinction with the White Walkers,
Right.
but to save them from themselves, because the more they keep going into this cycle of tyrants, the further and further down people will be pushed and potentially never come back from it.
Yeah. And Tyrion makes that comment about Varys, and he's like, "How many rulers have you backed? 6, 7 now?" And we get that the understanding where Varys is coming from. He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna back them until they don't do what's right for the people anymore. So I'm gonna jump ship as soon as I know they're gonna do something detrimental to the people." And he picked Dany, seeing what she did across the sea, and how she freed the slaves, and she freed the Unsullied, and they still served her. She brought the Dothraki together, and all the great things she did over there. But Westeros is a whole nother ball game. Like, there's so much history between the houses that she has to deal with. There's just so much politics going on that she hasn't been a part of, nor is she really a part of now. She's basically just showed up, and everyone knows her as the
Dragon Queen.
the Dragon Queen, the usurper coming to take the throne.
And she is now the lone Dragon Queen.
The lone Dragon Queen. Did he take out a lone, or is he alone?
No,
Alone.
just Lone, lone.
Alone. Like the lone wolf.
Yeah, he's not a wolf. We see Rhaegal get taken down. There are theories of what's in next week's episode, why Euron is so distraught. Like, potentially one of them was pregnant, that Rhaegal was actually a girl, and there's potentially babies coming out of the sea, which threw my mind in for a loop. I don't know what that would mean. Some people think it's a sea monster coming out. Why? Just because he can't have that much fear for Drogon, because, I mean, he was able to just take them out.
Mhm.
But, like, if there's potentially multiple babies coming out of the sea, I mean, that would be interesting. I don't know if they can really do that, but that would be really cool. Seeing all the scorpions on the boats was awesome, but we need to get to that big moment right at the end, right? Yeah, you think so too.
You distraught? Oh,
They
there's,
see something.
there must be a dog outside. I don't know. Can you put this feather duster down so we can finish?
It's very pretty though.
Yes.
We need to get to the big ending, which
Yeah,
is
the beagle's outside.
Miss Sunday getting her head chopped off.
That was traumatizing. And you see Grey Worm just immediately look like he's gonna throw up. He turns away and he's just torn up.
He's totally dead next week.
He's totally dead now.
Totally dead next week. he thinks he's gonna be able to take on like Cersei and something.
I'd want to kill Cersei if I were him. Take her on.
He didn't need to go to the beach. I mean, he technically was just at the beach, I guess.
Yeah, he was just at the beach.
No, he's totally dead next week because he's gonna try to like rectify everything and get it, get revenge for her. That ain't gonna happen.
Damn. Lay down.
He's fine. He's very statuesque. He's very
No,
pretty.
feather duster down.
I liked the moment where she said Dracarys. I think that was really cool. I think it's a terrible thing in this show because we are really heading down what I was thinking was going to happen about a season or two ago.
Who needs the White Walkers when you have Daenerys coming to kill everybody anyway?
That is definitely going to happen. Or somehow, some way, we are getting a form of the Mad Queen with her. And I think Varys is going to find his reason to maybe tell people.
That there's another person who's got a right to the throne. that
Aegon
they should have.
Targaryen.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think that's where this is heading. Thoughts for next week?
I think Danny's just gonna hop on Drogon and just start burning shit up.
I think that might be the beginning of the episode.
Okay.
They see her walking away.
And
at the end of
she
this
looks
episode?
so pissed.
Yeah. I think that could be potentially her walking to Drogon and maybe
Just to hop on and be like, screw you guys, she said Dracarys, I'm hopping on, it's happening.
Yeah, that could be it. We do know this is going to be a big battle episode.
Okay.
But yeah, Miguel Sapochnik is directing this. So we're definitely in a battle, and they've said as much. Emilia Clarke has hinted at episode 5 being a somewhat game changer, which that's interesting because, you know, we still have another episode left. I think there could be potentially half of our main characters gone.
Oh god. We've already, the Red Wedding already did that to us. Do we need another one?
I think the board needs to be reset. And I
Reset,
think
okay.
the 6th episode might be us putting those pieces back on the board, and then we find that's the ending is them figuring it out.
And the final episode is basically someone actually sitting on the throne.
I think we're actually getting there, yeah. I really do. I think there might be someone just sitting.
Physically sitting.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not crowned, not dubbed king or queen, just sitting on the throne.
Yeah. Which I think would be actually fitting for the show. We do know it's supposed to be bittersweet. What would be bittersweet? Having most of your main characters dead and someone reigning that doesn't really want to, i.e. Jon, knowing that the person he loves, Dany, is dead, and his family may no longer be with him.
That would be quite the twist.
Overall, I would give this episode just like a solid B. I think it was very good.
It was very good, yeah. Like, there wasn't nothing too dramatic. I mean, there was a lot of information we already knew, but it was other characters learning it, which was good, but at the same time, it was nothing new to us. So, yeah, I'd go with a B+.
I gave last week's episode an A-. I know that sounds weird, but I'm grading them differently because in the scale of battle episodes, I think that ranks much higher.
Agreed.
Whereas this in narrative episodes, it would be more towards that upper middle class. I know it just doesn't sound right, but that's where I would put it. I would put this week's episode better than last week's, even though the grades don't pan out that way because they're two completely different types of episodes.
Right, yeah. I understand.
So I'm glad you know where I'm coming from.
I live with you.
That's why she married me.
No, it's not. I didn't marry him.
What?
I'm just kidding.
We signed papers.
We signed papers. We're legally married. Unfortunately.
Sucks for her. And that's all that I have. True, do you have anything?
No, I mean, you pretty much said it all. So that's it for this week's episode. I hope you guys like it.
Hope you like this new format.
Yeah, I hope you like seeing our puppies. If you can see them. I'm not sure how I'm going to edit this video by the end. I have one laying on my lap right now.
Keep them in. Don't edit out.
So make sure you like the video and leave a comment down below and let us know what you thought. And maybe next week if we get some comments, we'll talk about them in the episode. So thanks.
Tweet at me.
Well, what's your Twitter handle?
We'll put in the link below.
Oh, in the description below.
Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about, though.
And then I'll put my Instagram on the link below as well, because then you guys can see some of the looks that I would have done but didn't do in this video. So thanks, guys. Bye.